Hello everybody, welcome to another video from Pauperly Rated. This is Seth. Today we're going to jump into a league with affinity. Figured with the most recent episode it seemed fitting to kind of go through and play a league with affinity for everybody, that you guys kind of see what my thought processes are with the deck through, you know, an entire league, not just talking about it on the podcast. We have a pretty stock list. Nothing super fancy about it. 16 lands. We have the Temur lands and then the Darksteel Citadels. I've been contemplating cutting these and actually playing a fourth color. Still kind of in the testing processes of that to figure out what I want to do. But that is something that I've been working on. And then we have our, our colored spells. So we have our four Galvanic Blast, Perilous Research, Atog, Fling, Temur Battle Rage, Carapace Forger, Thoughtcast, Gearseeker Serpent. And then we have all of our artifacts. We have our Enforcers, our Frogmites, our Prisms, Wellsprings, Stars, Flayer Husk, and Springleaf Drums. Again, not going to go into super detail about all of it. We've talked about it on the show enough. We kind of know what's going on. I believe it's episode 23 is the Seth Robot Report episode. That is the title of it. So if you're interested in more about Affinity, go ahead and check that out. Sideboard pretty stock as well. We got 2 Ancient Grudges, 2 Pyroblast, 2 Krark-Clan Shaman, 1 Electrickery, 1 Feed the Clan, 2 Relics, 1 Hydroblast, a Dispel, a Metallic Rebuke, and a Ray of Revelation. I don't play a lot of Hydroblast because there's not a lot of red floating around online right now unless you're in the single match queues. So I went ahead and cut the second one for a Metallic Rebuke. And then I went ahead and added an Electrickery over the second over the second Dispel, and that's just kind of giving way to elves since it's a little more popular online. Figured it was worth having a one of in the sideboard for it. Otherwise, pretty normal, nothing too fancy. Let's go ahead and jump into a match. If there's anybody who wants to play pauper. Also, normally I feel like I play pretty quick online, maybe playing a little slower due to the fact that my mouse has exploded with battery acid and I no longer have a mouse to use. Anybody want to play pauper? This is taking longer than a vintage queue. It's a little crazy. There we go. Alright, let's jump into it. Alright, so we will be on the draw. And we have a mulligan. This is a no-lander. Yep, this happens quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and keep this hand. We have 3 lands, but we have 2 Thoughtcast and a Springleaf Drum, so Frogmite basically lets us start drawing our cards. We're going to bottom the 4th land. We don't really need it. Looks like we're playing against mono black. And drawing a bunch of lands. Alright. Hopefully this isn't like a Ponza list. It seems Seems really bad, like a really good deck to have against the hand we have. Chittering Rats, alright, that's fine. We're going to draw ourselves out of it right now. Go ahead and cast our Thoughtcast, hopefully draw into like a Frogmite or something. Yeah, I had to hope that they didn't have the Edict there. We really need to draw an Atog or a Carapace Forger here. This deck's been seeing a lot more play recently online. I'm not sure what's driving that, other than it's reasonable against Delver. And we're starting to just not draw what we need to. So this is the biggest issue with Affinity, is the colors. Obviously it's hard to, you know, play a bunch of essentially basic lands and play a 3 or 4 color deck. And they missed a land drop. Alright. So let's, before we play our land, play a Carapace Forger. Make a blue mana and cast a Thoughtcast. And still not draw anything we need. Really just need a Seed of the Synod, or, you know, like double Frogmite would have been good there too. Do I want to make the cute play? Yes. So basically I'm just keeping their devotion lower by doing that, and it also minimizes their board state so we can kind of start attacking at some point. Alright, so that was a really good draw for us. So let's play our land. Play Carapace Forger. Play our Myr Enforcer. And then cast our Gearseeker Serpent. This deck sees a little bit more play online instead of paper as well, because oubliettes are like $1 instead of, you know, 40 or 50. That's fine. We're in a good spot now. We have 2 4/4s in play. There's not really a whole lot they can do to answer that, so let's just attack and then hope they don't have a dead weight and they're dead next turn. Like great, I don't think Gray Merchant saves them here either. That's fine. Witches is fine. They're going to have to block. Pretty dangerous going to 4. They might have just be hoping to rip a land for a Gray Merchant here. Alright, and they didn't. So we got there. Got lucky game 1 after we stumbled on that mulligan. So mono black, what do we have? We're bringing in relics. I like to bring in Metallic Rebuke, Dispel, and Ray of Revelation. This is just for the oubliettes. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to cut a two Carapace Forgers. We're going to cut a single Chromatic Star. I don't like Gearseeker Serpent a whole lot. That puts us at our 60. This card's really good, but the problem is that it still just dies to everything that they cast, so I'd rather be playing much more cheaper and efficient spells. So let's be realistic with our mana costs. Frogmite is like a 0-drop. Thoughtcast is a 1. Myr Enforcer is like a 2. So we'll go with this. Basically, this matchup comes down to I'm going to keep this hand. This is not a bad hand. I'm going to go ahead and play Chromatic Star to start, and then see what they can follow it up with. They mulliganed. All right. No divest on turn 1. That's good. This is essentially letting us play, if we can draw a land, a turn 3 Frogmite, turn 2 Frogmite, if we draw a land. Yep. But this matchup's all about the card advantage and making sure you're drawing your draw spells. So they want to draw their Ragers and their Sign and Bloods more than their Chittering Rats and all of their millions of removal. Let's just play the Flayer Husk out, and if they remove it, then we can just play the Frogmite. Springleaf Drum wouldn't be bad here either. That's fine. Play a Frogmite, pass the turn. So Dispel is reasonable here because a lot of their removal is instant speed, so we're able to kind of 1-for-1 instead of letting them win the 1-for-1 battles that we're going to run into. So that puts us at 5. Can hold up Metallic Rebuke. Yeah, I like saying go here. Attack with the Frogmite. Easy damage. Another Myr Enforcer is not a bad draw. Especially when you draw land. So we're at 5, 6, 7. Okay. So play Prophetic Prism. Play a Myr Enforcer. Play a Myr Enforcer. Go to combat. Attack for 2. And I think we're in a good spot. Should be able to stay sustained here unless they draw mono removal and Gray Merchants. And even then, Gray Merchant's not great here. That's fine. Yep. So they had a hand of removal. That's perfectly reasonable. That makes our Atog better. Wouldn't mind drawing a land here. Frogmite's also okay. So let's do this. I'm just going to play out the Atog, and then we have Dispel mana available as well. And then next turn, we can play Ichor Wellspring, sacrifice it, and then we have Dispel mana up as well, as long as they don't try to kill it. I missed 2 points of damage. I'm an idiot. You can just ignore me. Oh, of course they had the Oubliette. That's fine. Yeah. Hopefully we top deck our Ray of Revelation. Oh, there's a Temur Battle Rage too. They were super dead. Alright. So let's play our Carapace Forger. I just want to run them out of removal at this point. I mean, I'm fine with them playing 1 spell a turn. See if they block. No, no blocks. Alright. This has been a very interesting game. Also, sorry if you hear slurping sounds. It's early in the morning. I'm kind of drinking my coffee still. All of the Dusk Legion Zealots. Oh man. Electrickery would be great right here. I wonder. So let's attack with all creatures and see what they do. They have to block something or they're dead. And we got there. Alright, awesome match 1. Let's go ahead and jump into match 2. Basically just doing affinity things there. Not really how I wanted to win that game. I thought I could have about 2 turns earlier. Not for the stumbling on land purposes, just they had, I feel like they kept a hand of a lot of 2-mana removal and a light land hand. But, barring a single removal spell, I think that we win that match about a turn sooner. And we're on the draw again. Opponent keeps. We're going to mulligan. No lander again. Another no lander. We have all the lands. So let's keep. See the Synod. I'm going to keep this on top. Just because I want some interaction in case they're an aggro deck. Burn? Yeah. So we're probably not going to win game 1 here. They kept a 7-card hand, we kept a 5. It's ironic because I was just talking about how, you don't see a lot of red anymore online. So we're only playing the 1 Hydroblast instead of 2. Yep, Lava Runner. Lava Runner. Oh my. That's frightening. To a point. Part of me hopes they have a 3rd land. Flayer Prism. It's not really what we wanted. See if they have 2 instants in their hand, or sorceries. I mean, if they go land, bolt, suspend a rift bolt, we're probably just dead. That's also really good. Take 3 down to 16. So they don't have a 3rd land. That's not a bad thing, but it's also not good. So that means they have 3 action spells in their hand. I just don't know what they are. So next turn, 2, 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 damage next turn. Alright. Well, that works out alright. Sweet. So let's Thoughtcast. Let's Galvanic Blast the Thermo Alchemist because that card's going to be a problem. So they only have 2 cards in their hand too. Play our Springleaf Drum. And then next turn we can go Tree of Tales, Carapace Forger, Gearseeker Serpent. So burn for affinity is actually not a terrible matchup. You're just racing most of the time, but affinity has the sideboard cards that help it pull ahead with the counter spells, and then Feed the Clan also is also very relevant in the matchup. Curse is annoying. I don't even think Curse is a great card. I just think it's really obnoxious to play against. And fine to buy so you can play Burn and Paper. Go to 12. So we're effectively at 9, 6. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Prophetic Prism works weird online. Alright, so they cannot attack with all of their creatures because Gearseeker Serpent blocks them. So we're effectively at 10, 9, 6. So we're still at 6. So we just need to Fate a Burn spell here. Although if they have another one in their hand, then we're probably dead. Yep, go to 9. Oh, they're going to kill the Gearseeker Serpent. Okay. Okay. I'm very okay with this. Can I draw a See This Synod, please? Go 5. Play Carapace Forger. Alright, and then if they have a burn spell, we're dead, which I would assume they do since they haven't played a land. Pretty sure we're just going to lose this game. Pretty hard on a mold of 5 to beat burn. So we're at 3. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that'll do it. Still feel like we hung in there quite a bit longer than we, should have. All right, so we're bringing in Dispel. That Feed the Clan. I'm going to cut a Flayer Husk because of Searing Blaze. I'm going to cut a Perilous Research and an Ichor Wellspring. And then I'm also going to cut a Myr Enforcer. Actually, we'll cut a Gearseeker Serpent instead. This seems reasonable. And if you guys have any different sideboarding techniques that you've used with Affinity against burn, let me know. I'm still unsure of if I'm doing it correctly. I feel like I am. Well, now this is a hand. If we draw a land, this is very powerful. Wonder if they realize it's their turn. Okay. See if they have Smash to Smithereens here. It'd be really bad for us. Curse is fine. Oh. So we're essentially a second land away from just being able to go off here. They're hitting land drops and not casting spells, which is a little frightening. That means that they've probably got something super explosive coming. Yep. What else do you have for me? Lightning Bolt, targeting Frogmite. Okay. Interesting. Saving me life. Land. I mean, I'm going to continue just playing out my creatures like this, and if they want to keep killing my Frogmites with their burn spells, I'm perfectly content with that. It'll just let me draw into my lands. Yep. We could just be dead here. Need a land. we're not going to win this match because we're not drawing our lands. One land in the top 14 cards, just pretty bad variance, sucks, but it's whatever. So we're going to go to 7. That means we have to hope out of their 4 cards they'll have in their hand, they only have 2 burn spells. 1. But they haven't been playing lands, so we're probably dead here on their turn. Yep, there's 1. Show it to me. Okay, spinning our tires. Alright, I've seen enough. That was rough. I feel like if we draw our second land, we're probably in much better shape and we can maybe win that game, but that was tough. Alright, match number 3, here we go. Alright, lost another die roll. And we have an unkeepable 1-lander. I will keep this. I'm putting this on the bottom. Black-red. Interesting. Is this the black-red burn deck? Alright, so we're going to start with our Springleaf Drum, and then next turn we can Flayer Husk, Flayer Husk. Tron. Interesting. And then we can Gearseeker Serpent next turn as well. So Affinity's Tron matchup is very interesting. This is weird. This is kind of cool. I don't know what's going on. This deck list is interesting. Read the Bones is a sweet card. Unfortunately, I think it means that they're not going to make this game go very long. And we'll just get in there for 1. They probably have Terminate in their hand or something for this Gearseeker Serpent, but that's fine. Next turn we can just play Myr Enforcer. Tron is online next turn. Firebolt's fine. Yep. Interesting. We're just not drawing lands today, are we? See what they do with their Tron. See, normally against Tron, like if they have Fangren Marauders, you're not favored. It's like, you know, you're sure. Fangren Marauder Tron affinity is like 20% to win. Dinrovatron, it's about 50-50. So let's Galvanic Blast them. I want to hold up Fling here because if they take this, we can kill them. I thought it was supposed to be nice out today. Apparently I was wrong. So I'm going to pass here and leave up Galvanic Blast and Fling. Fling whatever they try to kill, and then we have Galvanic Blast next turn as well. Probably should have played the Atog out. Oh, they're playing a self-assembler list? I'm very excited right now. This is sweet. 5 mana. Playing another one. Yep. Fling my Gearseeker Serpent. I feel like this is a little bit more favorable than most Tron. So let's bring in Hydroblast, Metallic Rebuke, Relic, Ancient Grudge. Let's cut a Flayer Husk and a Springleaf Drum. I'm not sure what their deck does. I do not like Perilous Research against Tron. And cut 2 Galvanic Blasts. I do like this. Alright, let's go with it. This is interesting because I have no idea what their deck is doing, but it is sweet. This guy maybe we'll get this list on the podcast if I can get his deck list out of him. So what do we have? Oh, all of our Springleaf Drums and a Flayer Husk. Alright. I'm gonna mulligan this. This I will keep. Do we want to spin our tires more? No. Need to draw action, put pressure on. Flayer Husk was almost a perfect draw here. So the next turn we can go land, Flayer Husk, Thoughtcast, Wellspring. Don't duress me, bro. Gorilla Shaman, that's not nice. for a Galvanic Blast. That'll do. So they can kill my Tree of Tails, or they can play a land and kill my Springleaf Drum, but we have a Prophetic Prism so we can kill their Mox Monkey. Gonna get in there with that Mox Monkey? This is a very interesting start to the game. Kept a 2-lander with a Mox Monkey. Generally it's good against Affinity, but most Affinity players, if you've played with the deck and played against Gorilla Shaman, you know how to play against it. So let's play our land, play another Flayer Husk. I'm going to run out the Atog and make him have it. Oh man, I feel like we have this one in the bag. I'm not sure. Like if they're playing Doomblade, we're in a little bit of a spot. Like I'm not going to go all in. Well, now I'll go all in on Atog. So let's play Ichor Wellspring, draw a card. I'm going to play this the right way. We're going to play conservatively, which is not something you're going to hear me say very often. Yep. Play your mine, and you should be good. Play this. And we got there. Awesome. 2-1. Let's go ahead and head into the next round. 3-2, you break even in the Pauper League, so that's exciting. So we need to win one more, and we get a treasure chest, and we get our play points, and get to kind of keep this rolling along. Also, this guy, our opponent, was very friendly, and I appreciate that. Even though we were winning, he was very willing to give us the information of where he found his deck list. I guess the big question is now, will we be able to get this entire league done in 1 hour? And we're on the draw again. Yeah, I like this hand. Turn 2 Thoughtcast. I think we've had one opponent mulligan. Mono Blue Delver. Or Tireless Tribe. This hand is not great against Tireless Tribe. Little slow. I think they were thinking about dazing our Flayer Husk. Ponder before your land drop. I like it. That tells me they have probably an Island and an Ash Barrens, or they have an Evolving Wild, so they can, draw the best of the 3 cards and shuffle the other 2 away. Alright. This could be Blue-Red Delver as well. Guess we'll find out. Just to get the easy damage in here. The way they've been acting, they may have Daze in hand. I'm going to go ahead and pass. And then next turn we can play around Daze. Alright. What's the gig? Blue-Red Delver it is. Alright. A little bit. Oh. Oh my. Alright, so let's play See the Synod. Let's play Thoughtcast. Let's crack this for a red. Kill this. Draw a card. Thoughtcast. Haven't played against this in a while, and by a while I mean like 8 months. Yep, got another Killing Fiend. We're going to need to find an answer. Although they're missing land drops. So let's play our land. Let's play Springleaf Drum. Let's do this. And let's play a Wellspring. Alright. I mean, if they have it, they have it, but it's going to take a lot for them to get through a Carapace Forger. Multiples? Bleh. So this gets really interesting now because we're playing defense. So let's green and a colorless Carapace Forger. Gearseeker Serpent. I'm going to attack with the non-summoning sick one and see what they do. Because we need to start pushing through damage. We got to win the game at some point, right? Alright. And Flayer Husk. I guess that attack we could have gotten wrecked by an Apostle's Blessing, but they need to be able to attack through both of our creatures. And have a Temur Battle Rage. So we'll see what happens here. So you just have all of the creatures and none of the combo. Interesting. Can I draw an Atog? Play a Prism. Well, that's not bad. Prism. Presenting a pseudo-lethal attack here. There's a good chance we're dead if they untap and we don't win this turn. But that's how I like to play it. Anybody who listens to us knows that that's how I generally try to play Magic, is just, you know, make them have it. And we get to play around days here too. Part of me hopes that they try to bolt my Gearseeker Serpent and kill it. So we can just trade off. Yeah, you got it, man. This is a close one. Dogger's good. So then next turn we just attack with everything if they don't kill us here. But I mean, the fact that they're... Okay, yeah, Ponder. I hope they cast that Ponder. Yep. Still dead. Oops. See if we can draw a Galvanic Blast and I mean, I'm still going to attack with these because they have to block. And then they have to have the perfect hand. So they have to ponder into something relevant so they have to cast three non-creature spells, 3 instants or sorceries. Yep. Yeah, I'm dumb. Yep. Probably should have just attacked with 1, and then we have a blocker back that they can't kill. They do play Vapor Snag. Okay, that's good for us. Bolt me. Yep. Okay. So Seth punted. You saw it here first. Actual kicked the ball, and it went out of bounds at the 50-yard line if you watch football. So Dispel, Hydroblast, Metallic Rebuke. Krark-Clan Shaman is good, and Feed the Clan. Okay. So let's cut Flayer Husks and a Springleaf Drum. Perilous Research, not great here. Ichor Wellspring, also not great. And let's cut a Gearseeker Serpent. See if we, don't punt here. Wow. I'm embarrassed. I would like to play first, yes. This is a good hand. A little land heavy, but that's alright. So we're going to start with Star. Next turn we can play a 1-mana Frogmite. Then we can play a Carapace Forger the turn after that and still have Metalcraft. This hand also plays around Daze. I was also not wrong in saying Blue-Red Delver, as this deck does play Delver of Secrets as well. I'm going to play the Seat, see if I can try and, get an artifact hate card out of their hand. No annul. I want one of those games where I can just like play all 4 Myr Enforcers on turn 4. Those are the games I enjoy. It's the reason I play the deck. Ponder. Alright, I'm fine with that. So let's make a green. That actually worked out really well. And then we can play this and set ourselves up for another Carapace Forger next turn. I think the ideal draw for us here is a Thoughtcast, though. Our opponent is playing very slowly. Cast your Ponder. Oh. Interesting. Brainstorm with a fetch must be nice. Flame Slash. Alright. You got it, friend. And we don't know if they have this anymore, so we'll just get rid of it. Perfect. So let's play the Gearseeker Serpent. If they daze me, that's fine. It also keeps them off of lands from going off. Drawing all of the Carapace Forgers. Oh, mismatch basics. Come on, man. Come on, Sambos. If anybody's interested in the #1 way to tilt me, it is playing a deck with mismatching basics. I don't care what edition they are as long as they match. Pyroblast my Gearseeker Serpent. Oh, that's fine. If you want to invest all your mana in Gorilla Shamaning my Sea of the Synods, I'm content with that. Yeah. You're still facing down 11 power. See what they do here. Take 4 to 16. The next turn we attack him for 13. Unless they have the Pyroblast. Oh, here comes the Kiln Fiend. Or the Nivix Cyclops. Did we bring in... We did not bring in the Pyroblast. Okay. We did bring in the Hydroblast. So we have outs. Can they kill us next turn? I can play this safely. Just attack with the Gearseeker Serpent. Put him to 11. That lets us attack for lethal next turn, depending on what happens. Yep. Sure. I feel like our game 1 punt's gonna cause us to lose this match. I have 7 cards in hand, that's a lot. Probably not in good shape. So I wonder if the Kiln Fiend Nivix Cyclops deck cut Delver for Augur, because that would almost make sense. Ponder, and then they can play another cantrip. Gush, replay a land. Temur Battle Rage, we're still not dead. Or just play a land. Okay. So you're going for it. Mutagenic Growth, Apostle's Blessing. Yep. Do you have a pump spell? Oh, it was still enough. 26. Oh, yeah. Yep. Math is hard for Seth. Alright. 1 match left. Let's see how quick we can knock it out. And by knock it out, let's not punt. So it's the end all be all. We got to win this one, break even, or we lose and we lose it all. Not really. I think we get some number of play points back, like 40 or something like that. I guess we can also try and break the record for how long we wait for a match. I'm okay with that. So we played the only 4 people that are in the queue right now, that are in the league. Apparently. Oh, there we go. Alright. All I had to do was complain about it one time and it happened. And we won a die roll. Holy Moses. And we have a great hand. Snapkeep. Sorry about the random noises. Playing against Slivers. Alright. Doesn't really change much for us. I really like the position we're in right now already against Slivers. So we have 6 of our 8 cards in play. With the Sinew Sliver. Alright. Attack. No attacks. That's a card. See if I can sucker him into a bad block. Alright, there we go. Alright, so Slivers. So we want Feed the Clan, Krark-Clan Shamans. That ought to be good enough. So let's cut the Perilous Research. And I'm going to cut a Springleaf Drum and 1 Ichor Wellspring. So as you can kind of see, I like to just kind of trim off of my 4 ofs or the cards I think are less than great in the matchup when I sideboard. The deck is very linear and you don't really want to start getting into it too much when you start making cuts for sideboarding, because then you just make your deck worse. I also feel like we would have lost that game if we were on the draw. I'm going to mulligan this, even though I like it. And a no-lander. Keep. Bottom that. Metallic Sliver. Alright. I would like a colorless creature, please. Apparently I can't find any of my pauper cards either. I was trying to build a deck for my little get-together today and just can't find anything. Alright, so they're going to go land and probably play like Lead the Stampede or something like that. Yep. Oh, so we know 1 card in their hand is a Plains. I'm just going to take 2 and go to 17. So let's make a green. Draw land. Land. Carapace Forger. Say go. Forgot they played Journey. That's probably Really? Hallow. Interesting. Alright. I mean, I'm okay facing down 2 2/2s instead of like 6 2/2s, so it's been a very interesting start from the Slivers deck. Normally they kind of swarm. There's a land that's less than great. Could have used that last turn so we could play double Carapace Forger. Yep. Go to 7. This matchup. Matchup is generally not great. It's very play draw dependent, but I mean they also have explosive hands that just overwhelm you super quick. It's unfortunate that we have to do this, but draw into something reasonable. And that's not going to do it. Alright. Forgot about Journey, so let's bring in a Ray of Revelation and cut a Carapace Forger. And we get to be on the play for our last game of the league, and I'm going to keep this. It's like a turn 3 kill if they don't have a blocker. Yep. Do they have the Journey to Nowhere? No. Alright, take 2. Oh, if we draw Temur Battle Rage off the top, they're dead. Also not a bad draw. Let's play the Prophetic Prism first. Alright, and then we're in a good spot. Just going to hold tight for a minute. We can draw 2 cards this turn if we really want to. Interesting that they're going after a land and not like my Prophetic Prism. Sure. Sorry, I'm looking up Hallow really quick. Okay. My turn. Three, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 12, 15. No blocks. Slivers have flanking. I can't remember what flanking does. Oh, if they get blocked, they get -1/-1, or if they become blocked. Interesting. GG, fam. Rapid Vigor does not do it here. Looks like we're going to be victorious here. That Krark-Clan Shaman really blew them out, essentially. Oh, but that's why it's in the sideboard. It's good against decks like this. It's good against... Alright.